We live. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Hey man, welcome to the Rise and Rise Academy. Yes, sir. It's your boy Cobe Rise and Rise. We back at it again. Let me go ahead and rock this out real quick. About to share it out to the league. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? All right, we live. We live. We live. Talk to me. What's going on, people? How was everybody doing today? Yes, sir. Hey man, for real, man. We're gonna go ahead and shout out to the risers. We are finished with the first week of the 30-day challenge. You dig? So it'll be coming up sometime in April. And just to keep you guys up to date, I do have a physique show coming up in April 29th. So I'll be posting pictures. Anybody want to support, let me know. I'll send y'all the details. Just show up and show out. You dig? So, we going in full fledged. All right, bet. So I want to go ahead and show the food pyramid. So right here, we have the Rise and Rise Academy food pyramid. We have the alkaline veggies, alkaline grains, we got the fruit, and then we have one second. Alkaline veggies, alkaline fruit. We got the whole foods, we got the whole food snacks. You dig? And we have everything else that comes after that. You dig? So yeah, we rocking and rolling, y'all. We rocking and rolling. All right, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, Showtime, he'll be joining a little later. You dig what I'm saying? So we'll go ahead and kick it up real quick. I think he's gonna be joining in shortly. But yeah. So y'all can see the topic. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all see the topic. So is it too late? Is it too late for your health? You dig? So I already know kind of the basis of it, but just want to give some context pretty much behind this. So um John Hopkins is a university of medicine, right? It's a very prestige college, very prestige college, right? And so it just talks about the different things and knowing that it's never really too late. According to John Hopkins Medicine um, college, here we have is 5 healthy steps that you can do at any age. You dig? So they give some of the top critiques, and this is based on their research. They've already cited their sources. And so this is coming from one of those medical doctor colleges. So John Hopkins University, make sure y'all go look them up if you have zero knowledge of them. I think they're a very prestige college and I think they know what they're talking about. You dig? So this is just some of the things that they look into when it comes to your health. And then they give some context by saying, it's not too late to stay healthy. And so we'll go over the 5 steps just to give some context, you dig? And so then I'll kind of give my take after that and just, let me know what y'all think. So the number one thing that they stated is to be active more often. So as we know, exercise, it lowers the risk of heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, some cancers, you dig? And so it's a compression of morbidity. So pretty much it means you stay healthy for a longer period of time in your late years, you dig, as compared to someone who spends their latter years battling some type of chronic illness type of deal, right? So exercise also is really one of the best things you can do, even to prevent dementia, cognitive changes, you dig? And so these are some of the things that you can do to stay active more often. So that's what they kind of context, or that's the context that they say. And so, like I said, we'll go to the next one and I'll give my take on the rest. Number 2, they say to improve your diet. So there are all sorts of plans out there to help. So one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is finding the diet that works for you. So the context that they gave was the Mediterranean style. For anybody hoping to avoid dementia, minimalizing health risks, they tell you to indulge in high fruit, vegetable, whole grain, olive oil diet, low in meat, low in sugar, and low in processed foods to help your cells function better, right? The next one they say is a quality of sleep. And they say the lack of sleep impacts memory, emotions, weight, really even the way you look. So the older we get, the harder it can be to fall asleep and stay asleep. But we still need the same amount of hours no matter what. So they've done some research and they've worked with the National Sleep Foundation, and most sleep problems are a result of snoring, medication, side effects, underlying medical conditions, acid reflux and all that good stuff, depression and prostate problems. So they also pretty much address issues. They say, go to the doctor, get your regular checkup on your heart, just to give a good start. You can also, excuse me, just have a calming space to give you better sleep, is what they say. And dedicate more time for sleep, and practice relaxation techniques. And that's number two. They say the quality of sleep. Number three, actually, I think is that number four. Yes, that's number four. Excuse me. So that was number three. Now we're over number four. Number four, they say stop smoking. So they say in as little as 24 hours of stop smoking, they say there is a decrease in risk of a heart attack just in 24 hours of stop smoking. As for a longer term benefit, they say to go ahead and stop smoking just because of the longer years or the latter years of how it affects our bodies. Having people quit decrease the middle age smokers risk of dying early at by almost half. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Showtime in the building. What's going on? Hold on, let me see. I don't know if I can hear you real quick. All right, say it again. I don't know if you can hear me, Show. Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2.
I got a my connection.
Oh, connections out. Yeah, I think it's connection out. Real quick. All right. So I think his connection went out real quick. Um, but yeah, once it comes back, we'll bring it back in. You did. So we'll continue through. So they say number four was stop smoking. Exercise can also help combat that smoking crave and then those withdrawals. So a lot of people have these withdrawals. So they say schedule time of the day for fitness. Long story short, you're most likely to want a cigarette as soon as you start craving it. So they say to just start walking, start riding a bike, and do something more of a healthy standard versus doing some type of smoking. So they say stop, talk to your doctor about a lot of this stuff too. But I mean, goodness, they have so many things that they have done as far as research um, on the brain and the body. I think it's important. Ugh. I think it's important that they said that, what I'm saying, because we know a lot of people who do have issues with, stop smoking, and we all know the health issues when it comes to that as well. So I do like that. Number five, I actually really like. They say challenge your brain. Whether it's new learning a new language, driving a new route to work, just doing a different type of task is challenging your brain. That is something that you can do at an older age. You dig? So you can kind of help your own self when it comes to keeping your health goals, right? So I'll just kind of go. Let me revert back. So I want to give a take on the diet portion, right? So when they say Mediterranean diet, I just want to give more context to that. It's typically foods that are high in fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, whole grains, seafood. They do a lot of low fat yogurt. Excuse me. They do a lot of low fat yogurt. And sorry about that. I got some technical issues. You did. Ah, there we go. All right, got a new stand. It's not working for me, but yeah, I think we got it now. All right, but anyway, so but they do small amounts of red meat. They do red wines, sweet wines, and just moderation of meals. So I just want to give some context when it comes to Mediterranean diet. So that's typically what that is, right? So I'll just go back to the beginning. I'll give my take on it, right? I think it was a basic list. I think it was a good foundation. And I think it's pretty typical because I think most people already know this, right? And so as far as being active more often, I highly agree. I think you should be as active as you can, as much as you can, um, for as many times as you can of the day, right? So I think it's important for us to understand that we do have a work life balance. We understand that most of us have, most of us go to work. Some of us have kids, you dig, and some of us, we work multiple jobs. So it's kind of difficult to be able to incorporate workouts, or it can be, right? But I think being active more often is going to help us more than none, especially when we get to those older ages. So I think it's always to have a foundation set first. So go ahead and get the most that you can while you're young and continue that for longevity. So when you get into your latter ages, right, when you start to get more retirement, you'll be able to move better, but you can also kind of play around with what you do. So like there's a couple people I know that do cycling. They're a little bit and they're in their 40s and up, but they come to a cycling class and they kind of get their workout in there, right? Some of them do the elliptical, some of them work out as far as weights, but you find your niche, and just try to come back home and find some type of way to get active, so go outside and just walk around, sometimes go to the park on a Saturday, right? And just kind of add fitness more into your life so that way you can do it more often. You dig? So I just kind of wanted to add some context behind it, just so people can kind of understand the general basis of what it means to be active more often, and that's just to do it as much as you can. So I have something like a pull-up bar in my room. So every time I get up, clank it on the door, knock out some pull-ups. Y'all can do the same thing. Keep a jump rope in the house. Do some jump rope in the house. Hit some sit-ups, right? If you're gonna watch TV, set the couch, have your feet under the couch, hit some sit-ups, and just kind of play around as you're watching your show. Let's just say if you're watching a show with an ad, on every, let's just say on every ad you get a break, and then while you're watching the show, do your sit-ups, right? Or do your toe crunches, So it could be something simple like that. You can even do some jumping jacks while the show is going on, so that way you can stay more active. And also have an active amount of people around you too. So it's easy to do that when you have an environment of active people. So your neighbor may go ride bikes. So your neighbor says, hey, I'm about to go ride my bike, Thursday. Boom, you can go ride a bike with them. You know what I'm saying? And there's multiple ways you can do it. You dig? So I just want to make sure that people understand. This is my take on it. Because at the end of the day, let's just say if something does happen, the more active that you have been, the more heart ventricle reserves that you have. You dig? So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. So let's see what's going on here in the back chat. Are we good? Yep. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, so yeah, let's continue. So improve your diet. Hey man, listen, we already know what's going on with the diet, right? It's a mostly plant-based diet. You dig? So this is my take on the diet, right? The goal is to be 100% plant-based. This is what I preach. You dig? And so you don't have to do that, but this is something that works for me. But always find something that works for you. I also recommend to get a dietitian because some of us may have allergens that we are unsure about, right? So I have one of my friends, they found out that they were allergic to white fish, but they didn't know it. So, they always used to eat a lot of, cod, just different foods like whiting, foods like that. And they used to always, well, from what they tell me, they say like sometimes their mouth itches, but they didn't think nothing of it because when they were a kid and they would tell their parents were like, "I'll just eat that," it ain't nothing. So they ignored it, thinking that was normal in eating. But come to find out, when they went to the dietitian, and got their work done, they found out that they were actually allergic to whitefish, right? And so once they cut that out, every time they ate, it just stopped. So just to kind of give a heads up, I think improving your diet is also understanding knowledge itself. Know what works for you. You dig, and multiply that as much as you can, right? So find out what foods you eat for your genetics, for your DNA. I think that's super important. And like I said, I do a mostly plant based diet because it works in the general senses, but it also keeps me at a healthy standard. So that therefore I can look at some food and look at it a certain way to where I know if I do get sick, I know where it came from. It's because I ate such and such and such and such, right? So eat for your health is what I like to say, and I think eating for your health is something that's important because you want to eat to have high energy. Eat to have high energy. That's what I do. So I have high energetic food, which is also more alkaline foods, right? And so I'll kind of give some more context behind that. I just want to keep moving forward so I can go over everything and I can kind of go a deep dive. And then, so anybody who has any questions, you dig, feel free. All right, so let's continue. Let's see. All right, the next one is get quality of sleep. Man, listen, I'm big when it comes to sleep. I can sleep anywhere. I can fall asleep in 2 seconds, right? Man, I mean, but I think this is known, but it's underrated about the quality of sleep. Um, I know I sleep better when I take a hot bath at night and I soak in this Epsom salt, the cannabis sativa. Listen, yo, that thing relaxes me so much. Like it gets in every skin pore cell in my body, man. It just neutralizes everything. All my muscles just get relaxed instantly, right? And so when I go to sleep, man, I sleep very well. You dig? So I want to make sure everybody understands the quality of sleep, man. You can wake up and just feel like so energetic, and you don't know why. Well, I mean, it's just about the quality of sleep. Sometimes you wake up with that little drool in your mouth or whatever, man. It's that quality of sleep. And so a lot of that improves energy. A lot of that improves memory. Your brain starts to click a lot, it's firing off at a lot faster rate. You did because your brain has the rest that it needs, right? So that way you can get to the money, you can get to the bag. A lot of us really not sleeping that well. We go to sleep, but you're not really sleeping. Like everything's still working, everything's still up. So your body's not truly resting. You dig? And so some of us may have just been stressed out the night before and you can't even sleep, right? So it's the quality of sleep is going to depend on the quality of lifestyle that you live. So my goal is to make sure that you work so hard during the day, that you're working out so hard during the day, you get everything done, right? To the point where when you get home, you about dead tired. You like, man, listen, as soon as I hit this bed, I'm out. I'm out. Sometimes you might not even make it to the bed. You might have to get on the couch and just boom, fall asleep, right? But you know that everything is done. It's just a sense of accomplishment when you understand that you checked off everything on the list to where now you can now fall asleep in peace. And that's what it's about, man. The quality of sleep is the quality of peace. So you should be peaceful about your day. You should be happy about your day, right? And so even if let's just say the day didn't go as you planned, right? It's all right. This is where meditation and this is also where reflecting comes in at. So now you can say, okay, this is what I did. That was good. Check, check, check. Boom. Now this is something that I need to work on. All right, maybe I can do this tomorrow. I can do this in 2 minutes real quick before I go to bed. I can do this tomorrow, and that's gonna be my goals, until something else happens, right? So now I can go to sleep in peace because it's almost like a repent. So now I can repent and say, well, this is some things I messed up on. This is what I want to do better on. Now I got to look up how I can do better with it, fall asleep, make a note of it, and now I can go to sleep in peace because now I can work on that the next time. And so that's kind of a stress reliever to get that weight off your back so that you can have a better quality of sleep. You dig what I'm saying? So, and make sure you get enough hours, man. I typically like to get at least 5 to 6, and that's even low. I know that's most people can just say, no, that's not enough sleep. I know the typical is 8 hours. And I'm also looking at, some of my guys who are entrepreneurs, you may not get the full sleep. So I'm gonna say it's all about the quality. Obviously, the most quality you can get, the better. The most quality you can get, the better. Like at least 8 hours of sleep is the best, most quality. So I'm not the type of person that can just sleep all day. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm getting good quality of sleep, I'm straight. I'm straight. All right, so let's continue. Stop smoking. So, I mean, that's a big one. You know what I'm saying? I know people who smoke, who have issues and stuff like that. But, what I would say is this, if you have to do something like that, I know one guy who quit instead of smoking cigarettes, um, he ate Jolly Ranchers, so that way you can just have something. as a replacement. So which is cool. You feel me? I would recommend something more on the healthy line. I would recommend going out for a walk instead of going out for a smoke. You know what I'm saying? Eat drinking a smoothie. You dig? It could be something like that. Eating some fruit. Have some trail mix or whatever in your hand, and just whenever you feel like that urge to smoke, just pop a few trail mix. In your hand, right? So you can continue to work towards a healthy standard versus going back to what you know is not working that well for you. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, I just want to make sure that that was a well known. And I don't think I gotta speak too much on that because I think we all know how smoking is, right? So just keep in mind what you're putting into your body because what you put into it, your body's going to react to it some type of way, whether in a good way or a bad way. We don't know. You dig? So, if you're going to smoke, just know that these lists or these things could happen to you. So don't be surprised if it does. The more knowledge we have, the better we are off. So that way now we can get to the bag, or if we need to make some changes, we can go and make those changes. You dig? And so the final was this challenge your brain. Yo, challenging your brain is something that's underrated too. For my Spanish speakers, right? Or for the ones who do speak a different language, I think it's key because it helps you know how to articulate yourself better. You can YouTube this too. You can YouTube ways to articulate yourself, and that's a challenge to your brain because it tells you different things that you can do to articulate yourself in a much more operative way. You dig, and so it also promotes healthy experiences and new tasks to your brain. Brushing your teeth with your left hand if you're right-handed, right? Opening up your doors with opposite hands, right? So you could do different things like that. You dig? I mean, gosh, you could do so much. Um, Goodness, you can put your socks on the opposite way. So if you typically put your socks on from left to right, if you start with your left foot first and your right, switch it up. Start with your right foot first, then put on your left, you know what I'm saying, later. And so that's something that you could do. Switch up your routine and it challenges your brain to different ways because we're so locked in sometimes that our brain starts to get stagnated. And so, taking a new route to work is always beneficial. Doing something new on your break. So let's say typically you on the phone on your break or you watching TV. Well, this time go for a walk. That's a new type of challenge to your brain. It gives you something else to do. Find something productive. Read a book. You know what I'm saying? Do something different. I mean, just try to find challenges throughout the day. For me, I always try to look at ways to learn a lesson. I always look for ways to learn things, way to learn things. Like I go to the gym, and I'll look at people work out and I'm like, darn, well, I wonder what type of um benefit would this do versus what I'm doing, right? And sometimes, I might even go over and ask, like, hey man, what I see you doing this workout, man. And so, they may say, oh yeah, I'm doing it like this because XYZ. So I'm like, oh, that's something I can incorporate. So it's something I can work on as well. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, always challenge yourself. You dig? Always find ways to elevate and make yourself better all the time. And that's one thing that I always live by. I always like to challenge myself. I like boxing for the ones who know I post a lot of stuff about that on my storyboard. So check my storyboard out on King Alajuwan 21 on my IG. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it in the bottom so y'all see that. Just try to do different things, right? Always do that. And the reason why I'd like to do boxing is because it helps me stay alert, it helps me stay focused, and it helps me just not be so fog brained because if you are like that in boxing, that's how you get your head knocked off. So I always, when I'm hitting the bag, I'm hitting it as in someone's throwing something at me. So I'm always moving around. So just move around. Boom. Maybe I may go up like this. Boom. And just stuff like that because it's always a challenge. Like yesterday I went running. For the ones that was out there, shout out to Mad Miles, man. So I went to Mad Miles just as a different type of cardio because I don't run as often, but I used to. So now I'm trying to do different things to work and challenge my body different ways. I'm on a weight gain. I'm on a lot of weight training. So I got to incorporate cardio. Always doing different ways of cardio. I might do stairs next. Who knows? You dig? So and if you're in the Charlotte region, man, just come out Tuesday. You dig? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be out there running. You feel me? So yeah, let's get to the bag and let's get to the money because at the end of the day, It's an environment that we can all come together and learn something new. And so I don't care how old you are. And this is something that you can do in any age. That's young, that's mid tier, the old tier. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna say old, I'm gonna say seasoned, right? I'm gonna say veteran. You're a vet in the game, you dig? So I think that's my take on it. I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. I want to just get a quick one in because it's I wanted to say it's never too late. And some people think, oh, it's too late for me in the game. You know, I'm too hurt. I'm like, man, you can do anything, man. I just talked to a brother last week on Sunday. I was getting my boxing thing on Sunday, just to get some cardio in, and the guy actually worked. He worked there at the gym, and he saw me boxing. And he actually asked me, he was like, man, he was like, you training for competition? I'm like, man, I'm coming for a workout. You feel me? And so, we got to talking, man. He was boxing for he boxed for 10 years straight, and he actually got into an injury, so he did quit boxing, but he's working back into boxing, right? Just doing small stuff. And so I'm like, yo, if you get back into it, man, you can come in hard because you got the experience. And it motivated him now, because now he said, well, man, next time I see you, man, I'm gonna make sure I throw my mitts out, and I'll give you a quick one too, on the mitts. And I was like, man, that's perfect. That's perfect. And so it kind of motivated him because I saw a smile come on his face, and our energy was just, we were synced. And so it was crazy because two other people were right by us, right by the rack where we were, and they were sawing, they were just interested because we were so high energetic about it. They were like, man, y'all was hitting that bag real hard. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to try boxing. My son is in boxing. Yo, we all collabed and we just all started to talk. And what that did was that started to now build our own relationships to where now we can all challenge each other. So the next time we see each other, yo, let's get it in. And so that's what you want. That's what you want. And it's about a healthy community of people, and how you do it and how you portray yourself. That's gonna help sync everybody else for those who are really interested. Just it starts with one. But it's never too late because that guy's older than me and he's coming in this thing. He's not quitting. Even though he got an injury, he's still working at it, slow and steady. You may have to do things a little differently, but the point is he's not quitting. The point is he's not quitting. He's continuing to through it step by step. No matter how old he is, you may have to work around it. Even me, when I got my injury, I had to do different things. I had to relearn how to use my leg again from the basics. Had to learn how to bend my knee again, had to learn how to walk again, how to put pressure on my leg again and not feel like I'm limping, but I'm still quick. I'm still doing my thing. You feel me? And that just comes with time and practice. But that slow and steady progress is what helped it get to where I am right now. You feel me? So it's never too late. I don't care how old you are. You dig? And so if you're one of those who feel like it's too late, but it's something that you want to try to do, tap in with your boys at Rise and Rise Academy. You feel me? We're going to get you right, because at the end of the day, we don't care how old you are. You can be pregnant. I don't care. We're going to get you right. We'll get you snatched back. You feel me? Right. So we're going to make sure we get the community in all levels. You feel me? We helping out everybody from old age to any illnesses, right? To, pregnancy, whatever the case may be. We want to make sure everybody's prospering in the best way possible. You dig what I'm saying? But listen, man, we're going to get up out of here, y'all. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Academy. It's your boy Rise and Rise, Cobe Rise and Rise. You dig what I'm saying? We out this thing. Peace. We got Easter coming up. You feel me? So, hey, man, make sure y'all, have a blessed day on Resurrection Day. For the ones that go to church, make sure y'all get it in, and yeah, I think we can go ahead and close it out. So, hey, when we face with an obstacle, what we do, we rise and rise, baby. Peace. What's up? Come on. Yeah. Yeah.